can't shake them. Okay, honey. So I guess the best thing I can do is recommend, if you want to listen to some background music, maybe playing your own on a different tab and just like reducing the volume to like 50% or something. I will have to resolve the audio issue later. I don't know why the music player was skipping. If somebody on here knows and wants to volunteer that information, I would definitely be thankful for that. But let's go ahead and get to the point of the stream. This book is something that I picked up in Barnes & Noble, and I'm very excited about it because it has all these empty comic book panels, and it is just phenomenal. I got really excited when I saw this in the store. I mean, it's a pretty thick book, and it has a lot of empty spaces to create whatever we want. And I was hoping to use that today to create some characters and a story with my live stream viewers in the comments section. So we'll get through this together. We'll decide on what exactly it is that this comic is going to be about based on what comes up in this stream. This first page is just a page for coming up with characters. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this up on screen so you can see some of these starter shapes, just as a fun way to develop a character, a starting point. So I am going to go ahead and try this exercise, but I want to do it based on what you guys want me to draw. So Nancy, I see that you're in the chat. Can you go ahead and pick one of these shapes for me and let me know what kind of a character you want for this story? Actually, we don't even have a story yet. We should try to come up with what kind of a genre. So you can pick a shape and then let me know what genre you want. Like, it could be a Western, it could be a sci-fi, it could be a fantasy adventure, it could be historical drama, it could be modern day apocalypse, so we could do dystopian. What other kinds of genres are there? There is obviously modern day, so modern supernatural. That could be one. You could do fantasy world. It could be entirely like a fae realm or undersea mermaid adventure or something. It doesn't have to be anything that I listed. It could be whatever it is that you want to see for that would support the character you would like to create. You vote adventure. Alright, adventure, that's good. I like adventure. Which shape would you like for your character based on these shapes that are currently on the book? We have like this peanut shape, we have the diamond, the upside down triangle. Over here we have kind of this carrot shape. And down here, this is like just a little combination of circle and peanut shape. Modern Adventures of the Supernatural. Mwahaha. Very cool. I'm down for that. That's right up my alley. That's totally my genre as well. And I have some cats running around here. Come here, bud. You want to say hi? Want to say hi? Trooper. Say hi to the camera. Hey, bud. This is my boy, Troop Troop. He is a sweet boy. He is, we call him Old Man Trooper because he's older than my other two cats. And he is absolutely adorable and so sweet, and he is a hugger. He loves his people. He loves people. Don't you, Bubba? Yeah. Here you go, my love. Hi, Kelly. How are you? Good to see you. I'm glad you were able to make it. So just as a quick recap, we are doing comics today. We are going to have fun making up stories and making up characters in the chat, and then I'm going to do my best to illustrate them in this book. I picked this up at Barnes & Noble. It is basically a empty comic book. I mean, there's some instructions here in the beginning, but once you flip back to these pages, it's just page after page after page of empty paneling that we can fill out. So that's going to be interesting, I think. And we're starting off first by creating some characters. We are looking at doing a modern adventure / supernatural type of story, so your characters can kind of be anything. Right now, I just have Nancy choosing a shape. She said she would like the carrot shape one, so we're going to design her character using this shape prompt. But since you're also here, I would like you to choose one of these shape prompts, and you can also help narrate a character to me. Just tell me what kind of a character we are creating, and I will do my best to draw that character. You do have a book like this? These are really fun. I'm really excited for it, but also a little nervous because I do so much digital art, and it's been a long time since I've drawn on paper with like pencils and markers and stuff. You know, Ghostober notwithstanding, that was sort of a one-off, and now I'm back at it, so we'll see how this goes. So, Callie, you want the circle and the bean shape? This one right here? Alright, so we'll do that one. And then Nancy, for your carrot-shaped character, what do you want? What are some key features or background-related content for me to base my drawing on? Do you want this character to be like, "Hi, how are you doing? Nice to see you, Grimoire." Do you go by Edric or Sarah? I don't know how to say that. Acero. How about Grim? Is Grim okay? Can we do Grim? Alright, so Callie's got this shape right here that my hand is covering, and Nancy has chosen this shape to design her character on. There are some other shape prompts in here. Grim, if you would like to choose a shape to base your character on, we are going to design a comic together today, and we have plenty of empty paneling to fill this comic in. So we will also be designing our own narrative and story. But first, we need a cast. So let's go ahead and get our cast of characters. If you want to pick one of these shapes, and then Nancy and Callie, you guys go ahead and start dropping me some hints on who these characters are that you are giving me, and I will draw something on these shapes based on those descriptions so that we can get these characters developed. Hopefully you guys can see these shapes all right. If my camera is ever covering up something you need to see on the page, just let me know in the comments, and I can go ahead and scoot that picture or scoot the camera off screen so that you can just see the book itself, and that way nothing gets covered up or missed. No, it's a completely new character, not a character that already exists, so you can like let your imagination loose and we can just design anything right now. Grumpy guy with a long nose. Okay. Hello, Unique Master Rocks. How are you? What we are doing right now is picking some of these shapes. This one has been chosen up here in the top corner. This one in the bottom corner has also been chosen already. And if you want to pick one of these shapes, we will develop a character for you based on those, and we are going to incorporate all of these characters into one comic together in the next couple of pages. So we are looking at, so up here she would like a, let's see, grumpy guy, grump guy with a long nose. Okay. So let's go ahead and move my drink out of the way. So I'm going to start with an ear. We're going to give him a very kind of long, wacky shaped nose. And since you said grumpy, give him some heavy brows that are just arched up, almost kind of angrily. And immediately spill my drink. 1 second. a cute little... Oh, everything's falling, you guys. This is going great. This is going so good. Alright, so I see you would like a cute little plant sprout monster. Cute until he's threatened. That has a lot of potential. That'll be fun. Give me 1 second to clean up this mess so I don't destroy any of my electronics. Got a lot of wires under here, and that could be very bad. Nancy, do you want your character to have like a hat or a certain hairstyle? Do you want it to be human, like with human skin tones, or like something like maybe an ogre with green skin, or a goblin or orc or something? I'm almost done with the cleanup, guys. Just another second. Alright, so let's move this a little bit this way and get this off the table. Human, short hair with bangs, then sticking up, light skin tone, no cat, just a cell phone, and no, it's all attitude. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What I can do is come in here, and you said a thin lip, and I like the plant idea. That's really cute. Thin eyes, unique rock master. Hello. Let's see, did you tell me which one you wanted, which shape? So let's keep going here for a second so I can make sure I get everybody. So, human short hair with bangs that stick up. Light skin tone, human short hair with bangs that stick up. That I can definitely do. So let's come in here and give him some bangs that stick up. He is a grump, so we will give him a little bit of a furrowed brow. And let me grab a pen. He doesn't actually know it all. Okay, so we'll start here with the ear. And just that long, long chin, because that was the shape we started with. I just recently got this pin. I've been watching Kesh on YouTube. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he has just a phenomenal drawing channel. And he's always using these pins, these like not Copic, but these like brush. Why am I forgetting what this brand is called now? Anyway, you can see that, right? It's like this brush pen, and it just has such a fluid, really nice line weight to it, and I'm really excited to be using it because I think it just has such a nice touch to it. And we're going to be able to create some very strong line work with this, which I think will go a long way, especially to make up for my lack of experience on pen and paper. Hoping this is going to do me some favors. So let's go ahead and draw that in there, and then I'll come back and erase these pencil marks, and then we'll be able to add some color to our guy. And when we do some body shots, we'll also get to develop him a little bit further. Let's go down here to our bean sprout character. See, he is a cute little plant sprout monster, at least until he's threatened. So I'm going to roll over here really quick. And look up Plants vs. Zombies for inspiration. And one of the things I can also do is come back on screen. Hi guys! Sorry for the breakaway there. I know things have gotten a little bit choppy. I did spill my drink on my very first YouTube stream all over my desk, which was so fun, and I had to clean that up. No pressure. But we are back on track, and so I can turn my camera back on. And looking at some of these examples, yeah, this could be really fun. So let's go ahead and give ourselves this cute little, oh, thank you, Allie. Or Callie, sorry, Art by Callie and Allie. Mix the two. I knew what I meant. So let's try giving our guy this little sprout-like mouth, because he's going to be super cute. It is my first stream, so I'm just sort of like winging it and doing my best not to mess it up, and we'll see if it all pans out. Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. It's really, really nice to hear that it's going okay, despite the setbacks, because that was quite the error to make right up front, spilling my drink all over my hardware. And then I think, so we could do, but I don't want it to look too much like Plants vs. Zombies, so instead of giving it like a little sprout like thing behind his head, little leafy thing, maybe we can do some flower petals, that kind of thing, you know? And give it, so we can put some eyes here, just as, I think that's where they'll go. And then for our guy here, add some petal shapes. like that. That may work. And then, all good. Thanks, guys. And then we have this body that's so cute because it's like this little bean-shaped body, and that'll be really fun to redraw in the panels. So let's give him some cute little legs that are going to go a little bit off the panel right now. And then for arms, we should do something with like, maybe like little vines that sort of twist like that. And then you can have like these little leaves on the ends for hands. And maybe, just maybe, just a little thing like that. So let's see, for our guy here. And if you notice my hands shaking, let's just pretend like nobody sees that. I intentionally did not have coffee this morning because I wanted to make sure that I could keep my hands as steady as possible. I'm so used to being on digital, and in digital we have that stabilization tool that really helps with keeping our lines nice and smooth, so that it doesn't matter really that much if we have really smooth handwork, because it just compensates. But not in pencil and paper, not in traditional art. So my stabilization today is me just not having caffeine first thing in the morning. So on the plus side, since I spilled my drink, at least I don't have to feel bummed out that I wasted coffee. So there's the bright side of that, I suppose. And we'll just bring the body into it. Like that. I think we're ready now to erase the pencils on this one. Although those initial shapes will stay that were already on the book, I didn't add those. Those aren't like shapes that I had prepped for this exercise. They were already printed into the book, so we were just basically going through and using those for this activity. So those lines, those original guidelines will stay, but at least I can erase my pencil work there. And I'll give this one a second to dry. And let's see. Unique Master Rocks, you had mentioned you wanted thin eyes on your character, but I didn't catch which shape that it was that you wanted. If you're still in the chat, will you let me know what shape you want me to draw them on, and we will go ahead and get your character going. Oh, thank you, Callie. That's so nice. Well, hopefully they'll enjoy it. I really hope they like it. I think it's really adorable too. I do really like this sprite character, and I actually forgot the little blush circle there, so we'll come back and get that. And I think for our sprout, we can add this little like shadow inside there. We might be able to erase now. Yeah, I think we can go ahead and erase some pencil mark on here. So let's go ahead and do that. Sometimes I get so impatient. I don't know if you guys were able to tell because I had sped up the footage for like the Ghost-tober video, but there were a lot of them on there where I laid down some ink or marker, and then I got super impatient and started erasing and smearing a lot of those characters before they were ready. Oh, my desk is going to be so sticky. I'm going to have to wash it after stream. Alright, so I'm not sure if we still have Unique Master Rocks in here, or if maybe it's somebody else. I do notice that we do have 4 current viewers, so if there's somebody else that would like me to draw them a character, just drop in the chat which one of these prompt shapes you would like to use. Let me go ahead and move my screen so you guys can see all the shapes. There we go. So you should be able to see now these 4 shapes that are still left over. And if you want to pick one, I can definitely draw that for you. There's like the square, there's this pear shape right here. Next to the square, the inverted triangle with the circle up here, and then the diamond shape, like the Black Widow shape over here. If you would like to go ahead and jump into the comments and tell me which shape you would like and any characteristics or features you would like. Nancy and Callie, go ahead and start telling me how you would like your characters to be colored. And I can start on those while we wait for the other comments. I will show you guys this. This is my egg. It's this old like Easter basket egg-shaped plastic tub that I got years ago. And I've just been basically, and these are so busted, like this one's all chewed up, I think, not from me, I'm not a pencil biter, I don't chew on my pencils. I'm sure it was like a cat or a dog at some point had chewed on my pencil. But yeah, I've been keeping my colored pencils just in this egg for years, and a lot of them haven't really gotten a lot of use over the last couple of years, but we're going to put them to use today, so I brought them out, and this is how I keep my pencils. They're in my egg. And Nancy, you had already mentioned some colors. Let me go back and look at what we have here. Light skin tone, bangs that stick up, no cat, just a cell phone. Blue plants. Yeah, we can do some blue. That'll be fun. So let's see. Let's try. We'll start with this. With a nice light blue. Come in here. And then we'll, just to round it out, we'll add this like lavender drop shadow. And we'll do the same thing down here with the body. And do you want them to have like some kind of stark contrast in the petals around the face? A little bit of highlight just here as if like there's light touching the top. So add a little bit of that, but that's just a lighting effect. It's not necessarily that he has this color on him. So we could do like a complementary color, we could do like a pink, or we could try something that's gonna really kind of contrast, like a lot. We could do like maybe an orange, blue and orange. It's not like the most common, I think, combination, but I think that will help set him apart maybe. Like he'll stand out more if we do it that way. And let me know if these colors are showing up well on screen. I'm not really sure how well it's presenting. I mean, with digital, it's so much easier to know, but with something like this, it's a little bit more difficult. Cool, orange sounds good. All right. Let me come back to our blue really quick, because I think we need to also get these vines in this hand. Hands, plural. So I think our little guy here is going to be quite the enigma. A blue plant sprout character. And then we'll just add this touch of yellow for a little bit of lighting. And there we go. And then Nancy, you had said pale skin with brown hair. So let's grab a couple browns. And then let's get a skin tone. Oh, you know what? Haha, so exciting. I recently got this box of Colors of the World colored pencils that they're meant to be like skin tones. They're the ones that Crayola just rolled out. I know that a couple other channels were raving about these. They're really excited. I couldn't wait to try them, so I went ahead and grabbed them, and this is the perfect opportunity to use it. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm sorry about the lack of music. I will have to, like pick some people's brains who also do streams and figure out what I can do about that, because I did try to have some music set up for this and it just didn't really work out. We had some issues with it skipping in the beginning, and I thought no music was better than that, so I don't want to torture you guys with music that just skips. So we'll just have to save that one for another day. Oh, he is though. I'm not cute, I'm ferocious. That, yep, I see it. I absolutely do see it. I think that that is probably the most accurate statement. So let's go ahead and get some color on our guy here, Mr. Know-It-All with his big nose. And of course throw a little bit of shadow up here under those big beefy bangs that he's got. And I don't know about you guys, but I really like drawing characters with big ears that kind of stick out. I think it's fun. Ears, I know some people are like, oh, I really like drawing noses, or I really like drawing, or some, I guess nobody really says I really like drawing hands, but I know there are some people who really don't like drawing ears the way they don't like drawing hands. But for me, I actually really like it. I think it's just fun. Drawing ears is fun. I'm not sure why. But yeah, I just enjoy it. I think there's a lot of opportunity to be expressive with the way you do ears. There's just really fun shapes that you can do with them. Even like normal human ears, they don't have to be like elf ears, you know? Like it could be just normal, but like, so for like older characters, right, because the cartilage continues to grow as we age, older people tend to have like bigger noses and bigger ears, and that's all due to the fact that like the cartilage in your face just continues to grow. And so it can be really fun if you're designing an older character to really exaggerate those features. And so we see a lot of like characters with like really big noses, like Baba Yaga is usually drawn with a really big nose, and then like also really long ears. You always make ears too big or too far from the face. That can be a really fun look too, though. Like it depends on like, I mean, if you're trying to do something super realistic, it might feel a little bit off, but if you're doing something really animated and cartoony, it could really work to your advantage. You never know. Could be a good thing. I'm giving Mr. Know-It-All a little bit of dark shadows under his eyes because I think it just gives that like, I know everything kind of vibe to it. Hi Jay, I'm so sorry I didn't see that earlier. Yes, you can do the pear-shaped face. What would you like for me to draw on this icon right here? Give me some key features or notes about your character, and then we will develop your character based on those. Cat Kitchen, I just saw your comment. It's so good to have you here. I'm so glad you were able to make it. Did you want me to draw you a character as well? You can pick one of these three shapes. We have the the hourglass looking shape, this Black Widow one over here in the corner. We also have this one up here, the inverted triangle with the circle, and then in the bottom corner down here, the elongated rectangle. There should definitely be a cat somewhere. Alright, so which one lends itself best to a cat? I think I could probably develop a cat character out of this rectangle down here, so let's do that. We will do ourselves a cat character down here. And Jay, still let me know. I'm so glad that you're here and you enjoy it. Great to see you drawing live. I appreciate that. And Jay has this one here. So Jay just dropped me some information about your character, and I will start putting some of that personality onto the shape. Black Cat Kitchen, we were going to make this, I'm telling you, it can be done. We're going to turn this rectangle into a cat character. So I'm going to start with that, and Jay, I will come over here and do your older bald top man with the ring of hair. And the wire rim glasses as well. So, okay. So for this cat character, I'm going to go ahead and use the shape, but we are going to, oh, let's not start with the tail. I know where I want to go with it, but let's not start there. Let's start with some legs. Legs first. So we have the front legs. Like this. And then the back legs come down like this. And then we'll just put the little paws out like this. And now we have ourselves, and just to stick with this shape language, because I don't want to completely leave it behind, we're going to go ahead and go with a squared face, and that really develop this character into something unique and not just a standard cat. So let's go ahead and give ourselves a square-faced kitty to go on this rectangular body. And of course he still needs some whiskers, so. Oh, and a tail, and a tail. I can't believe I nearly forgot the tail. So let's give him a tail. Having 3 cats myself, I absolutely should not forget the general bits of anatomy like that. So here we are. And you have a wife-rimmed glasses. I have husband-rimmed glasses, so yeah. Yeah, gotta make sure you're getting that top of the line wife-rimmed glasses. These ears, though, I always feel like I am Batman. Like, these are cat ears, but they're like also bat ears. Fluid between species. At least I feel like they are. They come across that way. Alright, so let's go ahead and start here. There we go. I think that's good. And still retaining that initial shape. Gotta make sure I erase all this pencil mark before I come back in to color him. What color? Well, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's in the name. Oh, the name of my 3 cats? My cats are Trooper, who is the older cat, and he came with that name from the shelter. I actually had him on stream earlier. He was feeling needy, so he got up in my lap and wanted some attention. And then the other 2 are Houdini and Shrimp. Shrimp was the runt of the litter, but he's also an orange cat, so it just made sense to call him that. And then Houdini got his name. He is a black cat, but he was named Houdini because when I first got him, I was doing photography for a wedding in the Midwest, and I had to drive back to the East Coast where I lived at the time. And so, let me go ahead and come back. Hi! And so what I did, I'll put this back down once I'm ready to erase the pencil marks for the cat. I'm going to go ahead and here and draw Jay's character, and then I will come back to the cat. And then we will combine all these characters into a comic page. Let me go ahead and just preview you guys real quick some of these pages we're looking at and working with back here. So we've got a lot of opportunity to fill this space with whatever story we want. And we're going to sort of forge something with these characters together. But Houdini got his name because on the drive back, to the East Coast from the Midwest. This little kitten kept getting out of his carrier every time I stopped for gas or a restroom break. I would come back to the car and he would just be sitting in the driver's seat like nothing had happened, despite the fact that he was supposed to be in his cat carrier. And I couldn't understand it. He just kept getting out, and I kept putting him back in. I even at one point stacked the other cat on top of that cat's carrier because I thought maybe it would prevent him from getting out, but no, it didn't. So he's magical like that. Okay, so we are talking about, for this one, an older bald top man with a ring of hair and a white and a wire, I'm assuming it's wire rimmed glasses. So I'm going to go ahead and look up really quickly for reference what would they be called? Like, maybe this one? Not exactly. I'm not sure where I could get a good reference for that, but I think maybe I can just do this from my imagination. References are always better, but maybe I can do it from imagination. Shrimp is, yeah. Shrimp went through multiple names. He started out with, he started out as like Ginger, I think. We started calling him Ginger when we first got him. And he was so young, we weren't sure if he was going to be a boy cat or a girl cat yet. Like it's just not that easy to tell when they're really young, I guess. So we weren't able to identify which it was at first. And then later, once we discovered it was a boy cat and we had to get him neutered, Ginger just didn't seem to fit anymore. So we changed it to Shrimp. He went through a couple other weird names, but nothing really stuck until we landed on Shrimp, so it was meant to be. So, like a Friar, let's try that for reference. Friar here. Got my iPad up here in the corner so I can try and pull up references. So far it has... nope, that did not do anything for me either. Okay, so we are winging this. Stand by. So again with the ears, because ears are awesome. And we're going to make them a little bit droopy. If he's got a balding spot, I'm going to assume he's got a little bit of age on him. But with glasses, okay. And then, for your characters, if you guys could start spitballing ideas about so I'm going to go ahead and plant sort of like a basic prompt for where we're going to go with our stories once we get into the pages. And I'm thinking what we can do is, while I'm finishing up these character designs over here, if you guys can start coming up with ideas for me in the comments of why your character is going to end up in this place that I'm going to put them, and just some basic, like a sentence or two about like what they bring to the table as characters for this adventure, so that we have somewhere to start and a way to spin all of our ideas together. The first thing I will say is that you guys are going to end up, so when this stream started, Nancy was the first here, so Nancy got to choose our genre, and our genre is fantasy adventure. And I'm thinking we are going to start with, you all are going to stumble across a broken down horse-drawn wagon full of supplies that have spoiled, and don't laugh, Nancy and Jay, and we are going to have you all sort of happen upon this from different directions. So since there are 4 of you, all 4 of you will come from a different direction, north, east, south, or west, and you're going to happenstance land on this scene of the broken down spoils and all at the same time. But what you're going to notice when you reach this wagon is that not only is it broken down and that the goods have spoiled, but there are notches in the wagon itself, and there are like arrows in the wagon, and there are scorch burns in the wagon as if somebody had lit it with fire, or if it had been hit maybe by a fireball, for instance. And just as you are coming to the realization that the contents of the wagon are spilled out and spoiled and not salvageable, you hear in the not too far distance the neighing of horses, perhaps the ones that had escaped from this catastrophe perhaps not so long ago. So let's go ahead and start there, and then you guys can help me out with what your characters are thinking as they all approach this wagon at once from, again, the north, east, south, and west. You're all coming at this separately with your characters, and considering the fact that there does appear to be imminent danger with all the damages done to the wagon, what can your character do to defend themselves if the need should arise? That's your prompt. I'm going to go ahead and finish up these 2 characters before we move into the story mode version of this for the actual comic panels. So mull that over in your head and let me know in the comments how your character would react to that situation, so I know what we need to do with them moving forward in the panels. And then we are going to give this guy this friar hair, like this balding ring, and actually let's make it fun. Let's make it kind of scruffy and spiky. Yeah, let's give him some spiky, scruffy hair. That way it's not too blocky, it's not too chunky. And I will go ahead and reveal these characters again. I think I need to move the actual eyes a little bit. Now that nope, it's not the eyes that were the problem, it's this. Oh yeah, edit undo with a good old-fashioned eraser. Wire rim glasses. He has my note it all was on his way to sell some books when he happened upon the cart. Does he still have the books with him? He still has the books, okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and add some ink to Jay's character here. might have gone a little bit outside of the line there, but I think we can still make it work. Just, yeah, right? Like, that still works. And then I feel like in order to make these look like wire rimmed glasses, I need to go kind of like heavier on the top so that we can see like the wire part of the frame, and then go really light with the lens. And hopefully that translates. Alright, so, oh, I forgot the top of the head. There we go. Let's go ahead and erase the line work, the pencil work for our cat here. And I actually am really digging the idea of this cat being so boxy and square. I think it's kind of fun. Hi, how are you doing, Genside? How are you? I just realized that this cat, I forgot to do the whiskers, so let's go ahead and add those. Oh dear, it's a little bit harder going from this direction to this direction as a lefty. One of those whiskers is a little thick. Thank you so much. We are creating characters for a comic that we will be creating when we get past all these pages. So back here, like the whole rest of the book here is just these blank pages. They're full of empty panels, and what we're doing is creating characters to throw into a story that we have not planned out whatsoever, and create an adventure as we go. So a lot of this is going to be driven by... Oh, that's okay, Callie. Thank you. You look. Thank you. I appreciate it. I understand completely. Waking up that early, it's so hard. You really do need like a midday nap when you get up that early. We have 4 characters. We have the Sprout. Callie, did you want to name your character? This character is Callie's. It's a Sprout. This character belongs to Jay, and we haven't really figured out what his colors are going to be yet. So Jay, let me know how you'd like him to be colored. Same thing with Black Cat Kitchen, although I'm willing to bet, based on just the channel name, that we already know what color this cat is. And then Nancy's character is up here, Mr. Know-It-All. We are going to throw these characters into those panels here very, very soon. But if you would like to also create a character, Jen, we have 2 shapes left that we can use as prompts. And you can pick one of these shapes and tell me what kind of a character you would like me to create for you, and he or she, or whatever your character may be, can join this adventure. So just drop in the comments if you would like me to create one for you, and we can do that. And Black Cat Kitchen, was I correct to assume that this cat is a black cat? I'm going to go ahead and go into my egg over here and grab the black colored pencil. I don't know if you can read that. Yep, there we go. And also a silver just for a little bit of highlight. So I'm going to come in here, start with the silver, and just give a little bit of rim light, some edging here around the character. So that we can still break apart some of these features, which I think would be good. And then, of course, we're going to want So Mr. Know-It-All is going to be named Chase, is that what you're saying? Yes, okay, excellent. So that will be that character's name. And then we have our Sprout, we have our... I'm just calling Jay's character Friar until he tells me what he wants his character to be called, because that hairdo just makes me think of a friar. And then, so the situation, I basically just, I'll say borrowed. I borrowed from the starting point of, if you've ever played D&D, there is a campaign called The Lost Mines of Phendelfer. It's a pretty popular one for a party that's starting out at level 1. And basically, I just nabbed that setting. That's why I told Nancy not to laugh, because we are going to basically just, it's not the same story. I'm not going to spin the same story, but I just wanted to borrow that opening scene. I know, the cat is so cute. Dave, for something super normal and nonchalant, Dave. Alright, so let me grab this pen really quick. I'm going to name these guys, alright? I'm going to write it on here. So here we have Chase, and here we have Dave. That's right, just Dave. Oh, I'm using the wrong one. That's just a pencil. You want a colored pencil. And then, Jay, if you want to name your character, Genside, if you still want to make a character, let me know, because we still have time to make a character for you. And then start thinking about the prompt. So thank you, I'm glad you think it's adorable. I really like how boxy it is. Using the square shape really made it kind of unique. It was fun. It's a fun shape. It's a fun shaped cat. Do you want to name your cat? What shall we name this character? And for our starting point, remember, we are starting with you guys all coming from different directions toward a broken down wagon that looks like it was horse-drawn wagon, but it's all broken down. Everything's been completely devastated and ruined. And as you're getting closer and closer to this wagon, and consequently each other from all the directions that you were coming from, you notice that this wasn't just an old rickety broken down wagon. It was a wagon under duress. It was attacked. It has scorch marks. It has scratch marks. It has arrows poking out of it. Zelda, oh, that's a cute name. Earl, we'll add that too. And once you realize that this wagon was attacked, and it was basically highway robbery or something of that effect, you then hear the sound of horses neighing nearby. They're whinnying nearby, and those may very well be the horses that had been dragging this, or had been pulling this wagon. That suggests that perhaps the imminent danger that had befell this wagon may still be nearby. Tell me about your character, what they would think about that situation, and if they have any kind of protocol or defense mechanism or something that would be their initial response to that kind of a situation. And for Earl, Jay, do you have any specific coloring that you would like me to do for Earl? I'm just going to go in here and erase the pencil marks now because I think the ink is probably dry. I think it's safe to come in here and just go nuts with the eraser. And I do see that we have 7 current people in the stream, but I have 4 characters on the page, so if anybody that hasn't already given me a character to draw would like one, just tell me in the comments below and I can go ahead and add them to our party. So you would like steel blue hair, pale skin, rosy cheeks. So he's going to be, we'll start with the rosy cheeks because that is just too good of a detail. See, Earl was on his daily walk that he takes in the woods to ponder new pudding recipes for his pudding shop. He has steel blue hair with pale skin and rosy cheeks. Blue hair, steel blue hair. Let's see if I can find a steel blue. So I gotta get my egg out and find this color. We need a steel blue. Here is a cool gray, which might be a steely blue. Maybe I can shade it with like a darker blue. Let's try that. And then Callie says that Dave tries to assert dominance over the group. Chase probably ends up leading though. I think he'd try to act tough, but he's scared. Dave would be so cute trying to assert dominance. It'd be very adorable to see that. Well, I guess we will because that's what I'm supposed to draw next, so we'll get to see it to the best of my ability. She wrote pudding, or pulling. Or are you saying that she tried to assert dominance, but probably shouldn't go there. Alright, that's kind of fun. I actually really like how that turned out, how the hair looks with like just this little pop of blue. And then of course we need to give him some skin tone. And then I've got to go for a few minutes, but we'll leave my screen on. I'll be back ASAP. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that, and I guess I will see you when you get back. And let's go ahead and create some shadow, just a little bit here around the nose. So you want to make sure that his features kind of stand out. And we'll round up this dome of his a little bit, add some variation around the face just to help it look a little more three-dimensional, a little bit rounder. Because we like this shape. This is a good shape. And then, oh, I forgot to do Dave's eyebrows. How could I forget that? Could give Dave some, is it, no, not Dave, my mistake, this is Earl. Sorry, Dave. Give Earl his eyebrows, and then maybe even just bring this blue down here for this color. The color of his shirt. we've got going on here. All right. So I think we've got some pretty beautiful characters here. We've got Chase, Earl, Zelda, and Dave. And we know that Chase is carrying a giant stack of books when he arrives to this. He wants to lead, but has a lot of half knowledge, so he can get the group in a bind. I feel like Earl will be the knowledgeable one who is kind but wise, if you're okay with that, Jay. That is a cute dynamic. I like that a lot. So let's see. I want to make sure I'm not missing any comments. So I'm going to scroll back through here and look really quick, make sure I don't have any other character requests. I don't think I do. So what I might go ahead and do is take these characters and we are going to start on some of these pages. So I may be flipping back and forth quite a lot, and for a bookmark I'm actually going to be using this coffee that I wish I was drinking, but I'm not drinking, so I just have a picture of it. No, I'm just kidding, guys, but I have this drawing I did for, oh goodness, I think like Inktober 2 or 3 years ago. We're going to just use that as a bookmark for right now, so I can flip back here. And then we will jump forward a couple of pages, a lot of pages to get to. Oh my goodness, okay. So, don't mind this. This was just me practicing yesterday. Okay, so we have our page. Where do we want to start? I would like to start, I think, we need our scene, so let's start there. Maybe we can do, so, 1 second. I'm going to pull up a reference very, very quickly because I would like to set our scene properly. We can make it come back into pudding. Oh, that's so cute. Can you imagine, Earl, what do we do? I made some chocolate pudding. Earl, that's useless. Vanilla? That's too good. Oh, that's funny. Well, Earl is definitely knowledgeable when it comes to the desserts for certain. If you guys ever need to impress somebody, you could just kind of give him a little nudge toward the kitchen and see if he couldn't win them over. The way to the heart is through the stomach, isn't that right? Why am I struggling to find what I'm looking for right now? I've got too many things going on. Let's see. Here we go. Alright, and I'm going to go right in here. Almost. What's that song? Almost Doesn't Count? Here we go. I found what I was looking for, guys. Have no fear. I have arrived at my destination. I was just looking for a reference for how I would like to draw this cart. So I'm going to come in here for this first one. And we're going to go ahead and put down our broken down cart on the page real quick. So we've got, this will be the contraption. I am not going to know the proper terms for this. I'm just going to throw that out there. This is the contraption that we connect the cart to the horses with. So we're going to go ahead and throw that up on here. And then we're going to have this sort of open cavity here. for where the, and then just out here we'll have like one of the spokes for the wheels. And that will go here. And we'll have like all this stuff here. It'll be like wood grains because this is a fantasy adventure, which means we're dealing with a lot of like stone and wood and medieval looking content. And then this should be, I feel like there should be like a distinct floorboard in here, so that should be that. And then, oops. And this is the other half of the cart. Bear with me, or stay with me here, I'm gonna get us there. No pun intended, I forgot the cat, he is the true leader. Oh, of course, of course. I mean, the cat, he's just sort of the unspoken, like, you know, the good luck charm maybe, like, the blessing of the cat deity is upon you. So I'm going to go ahead and think this will work. Man, is it called the tongue of the wagon? I'm still caught up on terms here. I feel like this part here probably has a name that I haven't thought of yet. And so here's this wheel. So we need a wheel. We definitely need to see like the reverse wheel over here, like at least kind of see it, you know, poking out over the top of like that side. So here's our broken down wagon, y'all, that you guys are approaching. It should probably be full of like, we should have some holes blown in it. So let's go ahead and create that, like this jaggedy, like the plank got blown to bits, you know? And then have, what should be inside here? A barrel maybe? Like a broken... Dave is basically king from TOH. What's TOH? I have not. What is TOH? I haven't seen it. I'm gonna put like a little arrow here. The Owl House. Oh, no, I haven't. Is that an animated series or is that like a game maybe? No, I haven't heard of it. But I'm curious if you want to tell me a little bit about it. And I'm going to put like a spilled over sack of like flour in here. So we'll just put like this thing in here that looks like that at one point we had all this contents in here and it's all just spilled out. And then in the background, so that's the foreground, in the background I can introduce our first character. So who should I put here? That's how you bookmark this. We have Sprout, Earl, Chase, and Zelda. Not Sprout, sorry, Dave. We have Dave, Earl, Chase, and Zelda. So let's see. Well, I know Chase is coming out at this with a bunch of books in his hand, so maybe we can do that. So let's see. What if we did it like, let's see. So like, what if he was like looking this way, but like his body is like going this way because he's carrying these books. We've got this stack of books here. And his feet are going to do a thing have this funny pose in my mind. I just want to make sure I get it right. It's an animated Disney show. I'm not done with it, but it's about a girl learning magic, and King is a cute demon who thinks he's tough, but he's like a little baby. Aww. That's cute. So we'll do one extended leg like here, and then this back leg's just kind of going to be like this. So your boy is going to be walking past this, looking over at this cart like, what the hey bale? Chase. Okay, so our guy Chase here. And he's just going to be like, oh man, there is something afoot. You know, him with his like hand. This is his other hand over here on these books. So let's see. Let's fill him in a little bit. He should have a little bit more body to him. Definitely put some shirt on him. Give his legs more than stick-like quality. So now he's fully dressed. That's good. That's a start. We have clothes. And we've got these bangs that are just gonna swoop up just like this, because that how he do. That be how he do. And then this just monumental stack of books that this guy is carrying. That sounds really fun. I watched, it's not on Disney, I'm pretty sure it's not on Disney, so it's probably not as kid-friendly as that one, but I did watch the I think it's called Enchanted. It's like a Netflix animated series where the princess is, well, the first season starts out, she's like running away from her kingdom, doesn't want to be a princess, that whole bit. And she ends up getting this little demon companion as well, but it's like, it looks like a cat, and it's really cute. But clearly a bad influence, because, you know, that's kind of its job. That's what it does. I cannot remember, though. Was it called Enchanted? I do think it was. I really do feel like that's what it was called. And then, of course, the little demon companion's name is Lucy, short for Lucifer, I feel like. It's been a minute since I watched it, but I think that might be the case. Oh, I went a little bit out of the lines there. I hope it's okay. I think it's okay, right? That's okay, right? So we have all this that's toppled over from this bag. And then a little bit of a braided cord around it. And then the back part of the bag. The flat part that's laying on the ground that got spilled out. And then, of course, the front end of this cart. I do like the idea of this part right here. Yeah, I think it's, man, was it, oh goodness. Yeah, I don't want to throw out, like, assumptions like, oh, it was Netflix or it was Amazon or something, because I don't really remember. But it was cute. It's a little bit adult, so I wouldn't, like, necessarily recommend it for kids. Like, for instance, the princess is an alcoholic. That's, like, one of her problems. And then she ends up having this, like, little elf companion who's more or less in love with her, and so there's all this like wannabe romance, but it's like never requited. She doesn't reciprocate. Okay, cool. So we have ourselves a wagon. And I'll just draw a couple of like lines here to be like the boards of this part. And now on to our lovely character. Thank you, I'm glad you like it. So I think this guy, I feel like this would be his reaction, just based on how Nancy described him. And then we have, so he has this long nose that kind of does that. And then these swoopy bangs that stand up like this. Oh my goodness, his head is so big. So big. But that's okay, right? Like, that's fine. He's cartoony. We're cool with this. And then let's notch like the bottom corner of that shirt just a little bit on the sides. Give it kind of that little bit, maybe even some hatching like that, some medieval swag. And I feel like the other arm needs to come up and grab the books that way. There we go. Okay, good. Good, because he definitely has a little bit of a bobblehead going on. Alright, so let's see how well this translates after I erase all the pencil marks. And I apologize for the camera shaking, if the camera's shaking. There we go. And then I think for our next character we can do a different panel for their like arrival / reaction to the situation. And we have room too for if you guys want to add some dialogue. Like, I really like that funny bit that Callie had just impromptu added about like the pudding and the chocolate versus the vanilla. I thought that was really cute. If you guys have some cute ideas for what they might be saying or thinking, you can definitely add in some like word bubbles or thought bubbles or anything like that. So whatever you guys would like to see in this drawing, let me know, because that's what we're here for. And of course we can come back and color him as well. But I want to go ahead and see. Oh no, did I lose my bookmark? Did I lose my coffee? I did not lose my coffee. Okay. I almost feel like Dave would just sort of pop out of the ground. Like, just pop out of the ground there and just sort of be there. Like, maybe stretch, you know, a good morning stretch, big old yawn, and then just look over and be like, whoop. So what we might do then for that, let's see, compositionally, I want to draw it like he pops up next to the wheels, but I feel like that might look funny going from the wagon being down here to being up here. So maybe we'll draw Sprout's intro in a different block and then include, not Sprout, I keep saying that, I am so sorry, Dave's. We can put like Earl up here maybe, and then perhaps we can put Zelda here, and then, or we could even do Sprouts here, because I feel like just consistency for like the fact that the thing is down. Dave likes to hoard things that he thinks is cool. He doesn't have a home, so yeah, he just sort of buries himself in the ground when he needs to sleep. Aww. Well, maybe he pops up because he feels like, or is interested, knowing that he likes to like collect and hoard things. Maybe he pops up out of like his little burrow and is drawn to this whole carriage situation because there might be something there worth hoarding. So I'm thinking we start with like a ground situation here, like just regular. We have the ground, we have the wheel here, and again here, because I'm trying to figure out how to illustrate this motion. So we have the wheel in both of these panels. Spokey wheel. And in digital, this is where I would like draw it once, like draw it one time, and then you would just copy it and drag it over and put a copy of that same wheel over here, but I don't really have that luxury on paper. Aw, he's like, this is my wagon. And they could be like, oh, so sorry, what happened? And he's gonna be like, I don't know, but it's mine. I have like a little mound of dirt here. And then out of the little mound of dirt pops Sprout. Or Dave, I will get it. Before the end of the stream, I will get it right. Okay. Dave. Okay, so let's see. So we need the line of action. We'll do like this. And then we'll have his little peanut-shaped body like this. Head back like this. Like he's getting a big old stretch. And a big old yawn. And then he's got flower petals. Yeah, so I'm thinking that's gonna work. That'll look good. Cool. I'm not sure how well you're seeing this. Oh, it looks like it's showing up on screen, the pencils. And then we need to see, so past the wheel though is the oxen yoke, or the horse thing that I keep renaming. Every time I try to remember what these things are called, we'll just have these randomly hanging out here because the horses are gone. Oh, great. This side too. There needs to be like a whole wagon here. Cool. Alright, let's add some ink to it. These characters are so cute, honestly. Oh, should I add like little like question marks around his head, like that? Yeah, all these things that he's hoarding, where is he storing them? He's got to have like a cache somewhere. I feel like I need to draw Dave first before I draw his background, or I might regret it. So let me get the background over here, though. I can draw this one. So I kind of forgot that there's this whole cross beam here, so I'm just going to completely silhouette it in black since I didn't draw it in. And then we have that here. And now, before I draw the rest of that, I'm going to draw a sprout first before we go on with that panel. Yes, that's how he gets a lot of items. He just digs in the list. It would be okay, hang on, let me catch up. The question is, it would be super cool if he had tunnels running back to his pile underground. It would be his way of knowing gossip too. Just digs and listens in. Oh, I love this character development. It's so good. It's gonna be such a good spy. I don't think I did pretty even spokes, but that's okay. This isn't the most... I wonder, how can I do like a popping motion? Like pop. Like, how do you draw that? Like, do I need to draw movement? Like little springy, and then maybe like a grumble is coming on here, like little grumble lines, like the ground is grumbling before it's about to burst. Let's see if I can clean that up and make it a little bit more clear. So like, I want this to be like the entry point. Yeah, you can just imagine, so maybe like, Dave, can you keep a secret? And Dave's like, oh. Okay, yeah, we could have little bits of dirt flying away, that might help. So have little like specks of dirt just kind of like popping off. I like that, that's a good plan, that helps. There we go. Lovely. Perfect, Callie, that was a perfect plan. That really helps. So let's go ahead and draw our Dave. We have This guy is so cute. Already, I love him. He's amazing. Yeah, better hope he never wants any of Chase's things, or Earl will find out that someone doesn't like pudding. Oh no! The tensions are high, folks. Whatever will we do? And then let's give him this big stretch. And all these little dirt particles that are flying away, because that was a brilliant idea, and I love it, and I think it's going to work super well. So we need to definitely give the impression that he just popped out of the ground, like, just whoop, and there he was. And then I'm going to also give ourselves a little bit of terrain here to work with. Like in this first one. And then also just a little bit of terrain under this wheel too. And I think we're getting really close. I need to finish off the spokes here and then erase some pencil marks so we can see how well it worked and if there's any pieces we're missing. But so far, so good. And I mean that. I think it looks really nice, and I think these characters are so cute. Yes, let's add these. I do like the idea of these, so I'm going to go ahead and add them. Our little question marks for our guy here. Now the moment of truth. Does it work? And if it doesn't, can I make it work with color? Sometimes that's like the saving grace. If something doesn't translate entirely clear, you may be able to just get it a little bit more clear with color. With, you know, you can like use lighting techniques to add shape and dimension to things so that they translate a little bit better. But so far, I mean, I think it's pretty cute. I think it looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Have we lost any of our, like, any of the scene here? I think too, like, you know what? We also need to put this guy in the background here. He should be here. He should definitely be in this scene. Yay, it works! Woo! If the threat ends up being a person, they should look like me. Oh no! It should be the arch nemesis of the story. No, that's pretty clever. Alright, so we need our guy back here with his stack of books. Just like chilling in the corner with his books. There we go. Wasn't trying to call you. No, it's okay. I didn't take it any kind of way, like negative way. I think it was very cute. Alright, let's make sure that we have continuity. Put this guy back in the frame. Here he is with all his books. And one more time. Oh, I forgot the body of this one. We were nearly there. Okay. So now we have, this is actually going to be really cute in color too. And I've not seen really any smudging as far as like erasing the pencil goes, which is so nice. I'm like really stoked about like this pen. It's just been amazing, really happy with it. Maybe at the end of the stream I'll edit the description and put a link to this pen because I bought it off of Amazon and I'm just so happy with this pen. It is so nice. Like, gosh, the line weight is beautiful and I feel like it makes up for me not having the stablest of like hands. So now that we have 2 of these characters in here, we need to add the other 2. So we need Earl still, and we need Zelda. And let me see, how did we introduce Earl? I know Jay put a prompt up here for us. Let's see. Earl is on his daily walk in the woods to ponder new pudding recipes for his pudding shop. So we're going to have to introduce Earl in here. And I just realized too that we're missing wow, this guy's gonna look so tall. His legs just, whoop, there we go. We don't have, but it's a top one. Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry, I was thinking out loud, but not very coherently. I do apologize for that. So let's see. What can we do? Hi, I'm gonna come back in here. So I'm trying to figure out how we can put Earl on here as well, and then of course Zelda. I think, so if Earl's on his daily walk, and he's pondering pudding recipes, how can we make that look dynamic on this panel right up here? Because I'm looking to put Earl in this top panel. My pencil for that, and maybe even a little pencil sharpener. So that we can get some finer details, not too fine because I still have to ink them, but you know. Yep, it's Earl's turn. Let's see what we can do with Earl here. He's on his daily walk, so let's see, what kind of an environment are we in? He said through the woods, I think, so maybe what we're missing here on all of this is the fact that we are, in fact, in a very foresty area. So let's go ahead and add some of these in here. Not that one. That doesn't sit right. We can do like that. add some trees in here. We'll get another one over here. There we are. I think that's going to work out. So then same thing here, because continuity, redrawing the same panels. There we go. I think that's going to work. So now we can combine our different prompts. Earl was walking through the woods on his morning routine. We're going to add some woods back here. So we'll do that real quick. Throw some trees on here. We'll get ourselves a nice tree line going. A little bush here and another tree. And that should work nicely. We'll just throw some tree trunks back here as well. And some extra foliage, just a little bit to give the impression of this environment that we're going for. And I think, yeah, there's like one more here. We're starting to see a full scene here. I'm pretty excited. Earl comes along the path and sees the first couple of people and checks out what's happening. Okay, so we're gonna have Earl come along. Is he wearing anything in particular? Maybe like an apron or something, since he enjoys baking? He's looking for more flour and baking soda. We can definitely do that. Let's try to like do a little bit more with this first panel, just to block in this background, and then we will move on to Earl's panel and draw it just like you had mentioned in your comment there, because I think that that will look nice. And then we'll do that. So we have this, and then we have another tree out this way. And a little bit of foliage for this tree up here. And look, backgrounds, guys. Just like that, we have ourselves a background. It's lovely. Suspenders, they are maroon colored with gold clasp with sleeves rolled up, ready to work with his hands at all times. Dave says, "Hey, this is mine." Oh, that's so cute. Yes. I love it. It's going to be a conflict of interest here. Who gets the goods from the broken down cart? Erase all these pencil marks for the background I just sort of inserted there. Alright. I like, in my head too, Dave just has the cutest voice. He's just like this little guy with this just super, super adorable way of talking. He's just like little pipe up and like, "Hey, that's mine." Like just, but cuter, you know? Like just so much cuter. Earl says anything for free. Oh, hey, this is mine. I think that's so cute. Are we already to the point of negotiating? Like, Earl's already trying to negotiate. He wants to know what he can have. I feel like the bottom of this needs some hatching because we can't really tell that that's meant to be the bottom of the cart, like the floor, you know, the floorboard of the cart. So let's add some hatching real quick. And really drive home the fact that this is a 3D shape. We have, it's like a box, you know, it's a cart. It's got an interior, it's got a floorboard, it's got all that stuff is sitting on, and I want to make sure that we're seeing the separation there. I feel like we need a few more little bits popping off here of the dirt flying away from Dave. There we go. Alright, and then we have Earl. So Earl is wearing did I read that right? Suspenders, and they are maroon in color with gold clasp and sleeves rolled up ready to work. So we have, and I'm going to have this guy, so we need to change our purview. So we're going to start here. I'm going to have him looking back. Let's actually exaggerate that shape a little bit more, looking back this way. So if our guy, and this is his shoulder, if he's looking back over his shoulder, we have the cart back here. That way we've had it in the foreground, we've had it in the midground. With Dave here, we have the cart in the midground. With our guy Chase here, our cart is in the foreground, so maybe to spice it up, we'll put it in the background for Earl. So for Earl here, we're going to have, and let's see, what does our broken cart look like? Wait, all these different angles. Ooh. Okay, so it's going to be, it's hit kind of like rock bottom here. But also, should it be flipped? Should this be, let me think spatially, like if we're looking at, so let's say We're looking at this cart from a top-down view, bird's eye view. Here's our cart. Here's our yoke, or whatever. Here's Sprout. Here is Dave. Where then? Where are we putting you? Where are we going to put Earl? So maybe what I should be looking at then, so Earl's coming from this side, right? So I actually should not see it that way. This cart, we should be seeing it from the rear with two... Okay, so I think I got it, guys. I think I got it. So we should be seeing the rear of the cart here with the wheels on the side like this. And then obviously because it's broken, we're going to have a piece like falling off or broken off. Yeah, I think I'll draw it differently, but there will be a broken piece here. Okay. So now I'm starting to get spatial awareness. We're building a scene. Well, thank you. They're chipping a little bit. I've got some color chipping here, but thank you. I appreciate it. And then, so the cart is tipped down. You can tell that from the way these ones are looking. It's tipped back. So in order to get that angle, we need to see inside the cart a little bit. So we need a little bit of a high view. And these things need to be pointed up a little bit, like they're sticking up into the air from the yoke. Alright, and then this interior, I'm going to just shade it all in so you can see that that's inside the cart. And then we have the back of the cart like this. And these are the wheels. But it looks way too intact, like maybe it should be more damaged or broken than that. So we need to put like some kind of, like, let's break it. Let's break this cart. We're gonna put like a break in it like that, so we can see all the way into that interior like that. And then maybe even another snafu here. How's that? And then our guy in the foreground, I almost feel like I wish I could lasso this and move it a little bit more up, because now I feel like in order for this to seem further away than it is, I need to move him more like here. But then we're not going to see as much of his outfit. But of course, we could always have opportunity to see more of his outfit later. Nope, not quite right. Closer, but not there yet. And he had sort of this peanut-shaped head, so let's go back to that. Stick to our shape language. Shoulder here, the ear, and then of course the crazy spiky hair. That's going to go around the head. There we go. I think we're getting there, guys. I think we're starting to see this character. Okay, so we have the cart, we have him in his suspenders, so let's not forget those. Our guy here is wearing some very nice maroon suspenders. And what else did Jay give us? They're maroon with gold clasps. So let's start in on the clasps right here. And the sleeves are rolled up, ready to work. So we'll start rolling the sleeves about here. And bring the other shoulder in here. Cool. So one more look at our reference. For Earl here, he needs glasses, he needs some rosy cheeks. So let's go ahead in with the glasses. And then that nose. And then sort of a expression. I think that'll work. What do you guys think? I'll move the coffee over. We don't need to keep the coffee cup here. I just realized it was sitting here all along. So Earl's here on this side. And what we have here are some trees, more trees, and more trees. And we're going to put some this way as well, define our scene a little bit, and we need to see like, needs to be some kind of like a road here. I'll have one that overhangs a little bit of the road like that. I think that'll work. His apron is in the shop. Noted. Good to know. So we have here this guy with a giant stack of books. And this little mound of dirt here that hasn't erupted yet. So the bird's eye view is actually pretty easy because it's just kind of a bunch of little annotations like this should go here. But for this one, so we've got this guy, there's a tree right here from the looks of it. We'll put like a little bush under here because I think that that helps it look like it belongs. But it's also on the road, so we should be seeing a little bit of perspective. How exciting. Let's add this road here for perspective. We'll have it vanish on the horizon up here wherever they touch. So we've got this road, a couple little pebbles here, and certainly some grassy knolls. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. There's no sidewalk, but we do have ourselves Earl looking back at this busted thing on the road, hiding back here in the trees with a stack of books. We know who this guy is. So I need to put him there, but I also need to make him smaller. He's looking a little bit too big. Alright, that'll work. There's our guy. Leaning in, looking into the cart. And, yeah, we can do a couple tree shapes up here. Okay. And then, yeah, on the horizon as well. Alright, how's that look? I think we're getting there a little bit, maybe. Whew. Okay. I do feel bad that there isn't music though. I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix that. I'm not sure what to do just to fill in the empty spaces. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your own playlist right now and you're able to take advantage of that. Because unfortunately I'm gonna need to troubleshoot the music thing, so that's not something I can do right now. It would not be fun for you guys to watch, so we're just gonna continue drawing, making these characters happen upon each other in this circumstance, and then because of who they are, we're gonna also see them have that little conflict of interest over who gets the goods. This guy's face is such a funny shape, but it makes it fun. He's fun. He's got a fun shaped face. Let's make sure we get those gold buckles. Gotta get our boy Earl, and gotta do him right. Gotta draw him just the way he was intended. And then let's make sure. We might end up doing color on a different stream, just so we can get through the first page, and then maybe we'll do color on a different stream, or if you guys would like, I could always color it, and then when we come back on the next stream, I could show you the colored version, and we could start designing and developing the rest of the story, like the next page. I'd be very interested in knowing how you guys feel about that, which way you would prefer to handle it. I'm okay either way. I just want to make sure that you guys are enjoying your story and your characters. I know I am. They're very cute characters. You guys have done an amazing job developing them. But whatever is going to help move the stream along in a way that is fun for you so that you guys can enjoy watching it. If you want to, we will finish this page today, and then I can color it off screen or color it on screen, either way, and come back to it on a next stream and continue the story on the second page. Maybe add new characters as new people arrive. Whatever it is, I don't want to lock us into anything too specific. I want us to be able to always have that kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Where you're impulsive, not impulsive, that's not a good word for it. The idea that you have a lot of flexibility, like you can be very flexible. That's what I'm trying to say. So I want us to have all that flexibility. So let me add a little bush here, kind of give him some cover for those legs. I did not want this to come right up to the path there, that's a little bit too much. And then we will do a tree here. And then the bark of a tree here, just in that corner. And a little bit of pebbles here, just to give the road a little bit more organic, natural feel. I think those are a little bit too patterny. They might have completely thrown off what I was trying to do there. And then I might have to, I think it might be time to start erasing some pencil marks in order to see if this is translating well. We'll see. Let me start erasing some pencil marks. Although, wait. Oh, I bumped it. I'm sorry. I do want to shade this in completely. The interior of the cart from this angle at least, so that we can just get that depth. And what do you guys think Earl's line should be here? Because I definitely feel like there should be like a speech bubble right here. What do you guys think? What would make sense for Earl to say right here? I mean, other than, like, dibs. Like, you could be calling dibs. But what do you guys think? Still have some pencil marks in here. So much pencil. I really went sketchy. Went to town on the sketches. Do you guys know that song, My Name Is, or, is it My Name Is Earl? It's like a Dixie Chicks song, but they're singing about a guy named Earl, and I just feel like I've really been trying not to go there, because it's in my head now, but it's hard not to hear that song. So like, I wish I could play it, but I can't play it. I wonder if there are parts I can use. Jay, the windmill could use some repairs. So how do we combine those two ideas into one line for this? Like that he's looking for spare parts and he's looking for spare parts for the windmill. How can we turn that into a one-liner? Let's see. The windmill. How could we phrase this? The windmill could use some repairs. I wonder if there are any parts I can use. What if there are... What? Perhaps... Let's see, well, perhaps... Perhaps it has parts I can use to fix my windmill. How's that sound? I think I'd be able to fit that in there. So perhaps it has parts I can use to fix my windmill? What do you guys think? Is that possible? Okay. And I do still have this space over here, but that's also the space that Sprout pops out of, and I don't want to... There we go, that's the simple. That'll do it. This tree right here is all we needed. It's all I need, it's all I want, it's all I ever needed. Alright. This one's looking a little weird. Let's go ahead and put that line on there. I think it'll work, so let's see if I can make it fit. I'm going to start a little bit higher. Perhaps it has I definitely should have put more space between these two lines. Perhaps different parts I can use to fix my windmill. Oh, buddy, it's kind of hard to write with this pen. That's like difficult. Pretty. Oh, I wrote that W upside down. Oh man. Who does that? Who does that? How can I fix this? How can I fix it? Maybe if I get out some white out. I'll have to bring some white out in and fix that M. It's pretty terrible, guys. My mistake. Wrote my M upside down. Oh my goodness. Is that legible aside from the whole upside down letter? Is that something you guys can read? I don't know if I trust this white out. Maybe a different one. I really do. So again, just a quick reminder, this is my first stream and I am learning. There are some mistakes that are being made. Mistakes have been made. I will get the audio fixed for the next one and hopefully we will be able to have some nice background music. But for right now, I'm just going to continue doing what we're doing, and next time I will try to provide some audio that will keep things interesting and upbeat, and maybe even something a little bit thematic to match our adventure. What do you guys think? Oh, I feel so bad about like turning that windmill into a windmill. Okay, so honestly what we have left to do, and I'm not worried about inking this right this second for the top-down view, that's fine. But what I really think we need to do is add our fourth character, who is back here. So we have Zelda, the cat. Zelda, the rectangular cat. So we need to add Zelda in here. And that's definitely going to have to go right here. So let's figure out how we're going to introduce this other character. I love how Dave is just sprouting out of the ground like that. That's super freaking fun. I love it. It's so cute. And then we have this cat. Where should the cat be? So obviously our cat is coming from this direction because we have all these guys. We have Sprout here. Sprout. Oh my goodness. We have Dave here, and we have Chase here, and then we have Earl over here. So our cat is coming from up the road this direction. And I will... So I know for sure one thing we're going to see is... And since the cat is low to the ground, I'm going to go ahead and put this high on the page. We have the front of our wagon, where you guys are all converging. So this is the convergence on this wagon. So here's the front of it. Here are these parts that just come out here, and the wagon's tilting back. And then we have a cat. We have the cat. But what is the cat doing? Should the cat be sleeping? Like sleeping in the road? I think there's this cute little curled up loaf. His tail curled around him. And then, of course, because he's a square-head cat, we just gotta put the head right here. Like that. Oh, wait. Cat's sleeping, so eyes are shut. And then just some Z's coming off of it. What do you guys think? Does that work? Is that good? Thumbs up? Man, so, no, I don't want to put those lines there. I thought for a second there'd be fun, but I don't want it to seem like it's going to run over the cat. We know that this thing is busted and broken down. So, maybe we'll have like, no, that's going to confuse the drawing too. Let's go ahead and draw our cat sleeping here in front of this wagon. We can add some foliage, some tree stuff up here. And then give ourselves a little bit of a horizon line here. It's a high horizon line because we're low to the ground. And then we have our square face kitty. And for anybody that just joined the stream, I wanted to just show you very quickly, if we back up here, these are characters that we're working with. We have Zelda, who I just drew, the square-faced cat, Dave, our Sprout character, Earl, and Chase. These are characters that were all designed during the comments, or from the commenters in the comments section. They each gave me a character to draw and gave me a little bit of detail about each character, and so we went ahead and drew these four. And now we're integrating them into a comic where they're all going to converge on this broken down cart. And that is what we are doing right now. Oh, hello Lorenzo! Welcome to my stream. This is actually my very first stream. I have like 50 videos up on my channel, but this is my first time streaming. I basically do art and animation, and I'm happy to have you here. Welcome to the stream. We are doing a collaborative piece where we are making a comic book together. So the chat is giving me information, and I am transforming that into a comic. And we are just going to fill in these blank frames and these blank panels and basically create our own story. So each character that we currently have on the page here was designed by one of the people in chat. This up here is Chase. This is Nancy's character. Over here we have, oh no, I just showed you these characters and I already am blanking. Earl. So this one's Earl. We're drawing up in the corner. Zelda was the last one I just drew, and I'm about to put some ink on Zelda's panel, and Dave is over here popping out of the ground like the cute little sprout that he is. So I'm going to go ahead and put some ink now on this panel for Zelda's character, and of course we will end up coloring these either on screen or off screen and come back to it for the next stream when we begin our second page. I would like to make this a series. We will see how that goes. This is, again, just my first stream, so we're learning as we go. And for the next one, I also am really hoping that I'll be able to get some music playing. I had like a music player installed for this, and I did try to run it at the beginning of the stream, but I was told that it was skipping and it was just sounding really terrible, so I turned it off. And now I'm just trying to fill the void with my voice and hope that it's not too quiet in here. But I think this is a fun prompt. It's something that we can do that is really inclusive. Everybody gets to be a part of it that wants to participate, that wants to include a character in the story, and that is what we are doing. And I've just been gushing over this pin because I'm not normally a traditional artist. I'm more of a digital artist. I'm not used to drawing on paper that much. I'm used to having my edit undo button and my transform tools, and here I do not have any of that, so we're just sort of making the most of it and seeing what happens. But yeah, I would love to invite you to check out my channel and see all the stuff I have in there. It's a variety of things, but they're all art related. I have tutorials. I have like Draw My BitLife videos. I think that a lot of people enjoy those, especially anyone who's played BitLife game and likes to see those characters and their lives drawn out. So that's a lot of fun, and I have another one coming up soon. They just released, BitLife just released Dog Life, so that's really exciting, and so I'm going to do a video on that, and we're going to have a Dog Life BitLife video, so looking forward to doing that one. I've already started it, and I will be able to post that one pretty soon. I think I should be done with it next week. So definitely, if you like BitLife videos, check that out. And then we just have this going on right now, this live stream where we are trying to work together to tell a really fun story. With some unique characters that we just kind of made impromptu on the stream. So now that that's there, I'm going to go ahead and erase the pencil marks as best as I can, hopefully without smudging. So far it's been a win. We haven't been really smudging anything. This pen seems to dry more or less instantly, which I'm super grateful for. And then we will take a look at what we have once the sketchy marks are off the page, and we will know whether or not we need to add some more, beef it up a little bit. We'll see. But so far, so good. I feel like we're doing all right. And we have our little kitty now on the map. He's right here, sleeping on the road. So a fun way to do this might be, well, let's just start with the broken down wagon itself. So we'll go ahead and start coloring that in, well, inking that. And see what the rest of this ends up looking like. There is a little bit of a conflict of interest here already because Sprout popped up next to this cart, and I keep doing that, Dave popped up next to this cart, and he thinks that this cart and all of its contents now belong to him because it was left basically where he was sleeping. And then our Baker/Miller character up here is already got his eye on it because he's interested in knowing whether or not there are any parts in there that he could use to fix his windmill back home. So he's got a vested interest in this. And then our character up here is a little bit of a know-it-all. He's a little bit full of himself, so he's going to have an opinion no matter what. And that's something we're also looking forward to seeing because they're all going to clash when everybody takes an interest in this vehicle. And ultimately, it's going to set them on the path to where this story is headed more significantly, which we will figure that out as we go. But right now, we are on page 1, and it's just a bunch of fun figuring out and establishing our setting, our characters and their initial appearances, and the perceptions that we are setting. It has been so much fun. I really enjoyed the import. Oh, thank you, Nancy. I'm glad. It's been a little bit nerve-wracking on my end, I'm not gonna lie, especially knowing that I don't have any music to kind of fill the void. So like when I don't have something to say and I know I'm just like focusing really hard and I'm trying not to talk because I want to not make mistakes like I did with Fix My Wind Will, where I was talking and multitasking trying to write letters and ended up writing my M upside down. So I'm going to come back with hopefully I'll come back and fix the text here on Windmill with, what do you call them? A whiteout pen later. I will give it a go. We'll see how that turns out for me. And then we'll just keep on trucking because we are not done yet. We have a whole page here. That needs attention. And then this guy here with his books. And this guy here. The cat being cute, even though it's just a tiny little dot, like a tiny, tiny, tiny little dot, because we're in that top-down view. And then this guy who hasn't even sprouted yet, because that's in this panel down here. But ultimately, I do think that covers it for the top-down view and setting our stage. Not bad. Not bad at all. The question becomes what to do with our last panel at the very, very bottom of the page. How are we going to converge all 4 of these characters and get them into this bottom panel? Or is that not what we do with that space? Because it's kind of a long, narrow space. And maybe we use that space to do something else, to create another story element, or to kind of illustrate another story element so that we have the clear whole picture here. What do you guys think? What does the narrative need here? Before we move on to all of the squabbling over here on page 2, next stream, when we want these characters to more or less become acquainted. Wondering if, oh, and you know what? You should be seeing the damages still on this, even from this angle. So let's go ahead and add some arrows to show that there was a conflict here. Maybe even one in the tire, which is funny for us because we have rubber tires now full of air, but it would really not mean that much to a tire, to these wheels. I should say they're wheels, not tires. And honestly, this should be a road. So I'm going to go ahead and add, because the cat is in the road. I feel like we need that. Just like that to complete the picture there. Starting to become a little bit hard to read just with all the black ink, but I believe that once this has color, it's going to have a much cleaner read. So this is just getting us started, and I will of course color these and really make the most of what we've created. So I have been live for almost 3 hours, it looks like. That went by really, really fast. I'm going to go ahead and finish this last one, hopefully in the next 10 minutes, and then we will call it a day. But let's go ahead and figure out what this final element is going to be down here. I would like to... Let's see. Maybe we can wake the cat up. Or no, that's a long panel for just waking the cat up. This is where I need that Jeopardy music, you know, like do 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 do. You know, like so. I gotta think. It's the only problem with not having a script. Maybe not the only problem, but definitely a problem with not having a script. I don't know what to put here. Let's see. I guess I could start coloring until an idea comes to me for that, but I am going to wrap this stream up soon, but let's go ahead and start with color. Let's get some initial colors down, help really make this come together. I would like to start with the green, so you can really start to break up some of these shapes and see more of what's going on. I think, honestly, this is really where the wow factor kind of comes in. The inking is super nice. I'm really enjoying just that thick, like, brushy marker that has that capability to vary line weight like that. That's beautiful. But we've been looking at that for the entire stream, basically, so I think now's a good time to break out of that, add some color, and help our scene really breathe. Let's do a different green for the stuff on the ground, the bushes. And I don't want you guys to just sit here and watch me color. I would love to hear if you guys have any ideas for what we can do for the last panel, if you have any ideas for what you would like to do for the next stream. I'm thinking about doing it on sticking to like a Saturday schedule, so doing them more or less at this time of day, if possible weekly. That might be, I can't say for sure because it's a pretty big commitment to make, but I would like to be able to do that. So if you guys feel like that would be a really good idea, if this is a good time, let me know if you think this is a good time to host. And if you guys would have any ideas what it is you would like to see on, or do on these streams, if you prefer art streams that are taking art requests, if you like digital better than traditional, anything like that, I would be very interested in hearing your feedback. So definitely feel free to give opinions in the comments. I'm asking for your opinions, so absolutely feel empowered to tell me what you like, what you prefer, and what you are interested in, because I am interested in figuring that out. And it would definitely help me out, so it's not just to fill the void. It's certainly something that I genuinely would like to know, and that will genuinely help me make choices and decisions about my channel. So that's all very valuable information. Have them all looking at each other, and Dave just say, just so everyone knows, this is mine. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, I'll put him like down here in the middle and have, yes, I love it. We're gonna do that. Let's do that. So that's a really cute idea. So I think I'm going to push this back so you guys can see it a little better. It's a little hard to see that bottom panel. Oh, I'll try it and push it a little bit further. There we go. Okay, now we can see it. So, just so everyone knows, this is mine. I think that's so cute. So let's go ahead and get the letters in here first, so we know it's gonna fit. Just so everyone knows, this is, wait, eraser. This is mine. I think that's freaking adorable. Okay. I think it's a great suggestion. Callie agrees, so we're doing it. I think it's going to be great. So we'll have our little sprout here. Letting everybody know that he's a laid claim. And then we will put over here, I think it'd be really cute if the line of action was like this, like hunched over, right? Like, so we can reach, or like just leaning down to Dave's level. I'm definitely doing this awkward. Let's do, nope, too much pencil. We're getting there though. This is gonna be really cute. I'm really excited about how this one's gonna turn out. So, we'll do like that. Okay, and then do the books. Like that. And then the cat, because the cat is so cute and also small, so we'll put the cat here on this side of the speech bubble. I can just imagine too, like the cat is just got like a we'll see about that attitude, because cats like to do the opposite of whatever you tell them to do. Like, the cat might not have even wanted what was in that wagon until Dave said something. But now, because it's a cat, well, now it's got a problem with it. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm really glad that you guys are interested in coming back and you're invested in the characters and you want to see where this story is gonna go. That's good, and I'm really excited because these are really cute characters. We've got a really nice cast here. So let's go ahead and add our other guy on this side then, with his flaky friar hair. And I also want to kind of do the same thing where they're all like leaning in. So I'm gonna do some body language here like this. We need a shoulder here. And maybe, in his case, a hand on the hip too. Like, I know I've got Sprout's little hands, not Sprout, Dave's little Sprout-like hands on his hips, but maybe he also is gonna go hands on hips because he disagrees with this. This is not, they didn't even vote or anything. Like, he's not so sure he's not so sure that he believes, Dave, that this is his wagon. Okay, I think we are ready for ink on this one. So let's go ahead and start with the lettering. Just so everyone W where W belongs this time, just so everyone knows. This is M and M. This is mine. Alright, just so everyone knows, this is mine. And then we're just going to put a little tail on it. And we have a speech bubble. Yay! Alright. Onward, my mighty steed. Oh my god, Dave. Let's see. I love this stream. Same to all, Nancy. Oh my god, Dave would try to ride the cat. Oh no! That's too cute! Oh man, I feel like that's gotta happen now. That is too cute. Let's go ahead and get him on here, saying what he has to say. And man, this is too cute. I really like this idea. I think it's adorable. So let's get these vines out here for hands. Same on this side, so you can go hands on hip. And then come over here. To this guy. Who has his own signature hair. And all these books. So here we go with the books again. To his credit, he hasn't dropped any. Guess the keyword should be yet. Keyword should always be yet. So, did we draw, he had a round color. There we go. And then one of these. Notches on the side. Good, you guys are still able to see that, good. The idea of Dave trying to ride the cat, I don't know if, like, if it was my cat, he would probably just, like, flop over and play dead, but, like, man, wouldn't that be epic to see, like, Dave riding Zelda, like a noble steed. There we go, and then we have one more. So we're going to make sure we get his glasses. It's a big part of his aesthetic. And then these ears and that hair. Honestly, I adore these characters. They have such individuality, and I'm really excited about that because I wasn't sure how this was gonna go, and it went amazing. So that's exciting. And then we need to give him his suspenders. And this shoulder. Just like that. And the eyebrows. Oh, I love the eyebrows. They're so funny. He's had these triangular wedgy ones, and the other two times when I drew him, I drew them kind of up, you know, like this. But now, for this bottom panel, because he's not quite in agreement with Dave here about who gets the spoils, I've arched them down, and I think that it is so funny. So let's go ahead and clean this up. We'll get rid of these eraser marks. Take one really good look at the whole page. I think that situation would have a parallel where at first the cat hisses and throws Dave off of him, and later on the cat lets Dave ride him into battle. Yeah, I could see it kind of being that dynamic for sure. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up here. We're going to look at the top. We have our first guy, Chase, over here, noticing the wagon. And then we have our... Why am I struggling to remember this character's name? I'm going to cheat. I'm going to look in the book. Earl. Then we have Earl. Okay, so we have Chase and Earl. And then we have that top-down view, just to get some spatial awareness. And over here we have a little rumble in the ground, and then Dave pops out. And then we're seeing what's in front of the cart is actually the sleeping kitty. And at the bottom, just so everybody knows, this is mine. I think that turned out so good. I'm really, really happy with this. Let me go ahead and turn this back on so you guys can see me and I can talk to you guys about it while you guys can still look at the page down here. I really, really, really appreciate you coming to my stream. It has been a really good first stream, you know, sans the technical difficulties with the music and of course me spilling my drink all over my electronics at the very beginning of the stream. That was a little bit of a scary moment for me. Thank you for coming. Thank you for submitting your characters and letting me draw them and giving me that freedom to do that. I really had fun doing that. I like the characters you came up with. You guys really impressed me. And the story, I think that it's going really well, especially for page 1. So definitely come back next Saturday for another stream. I will have this page all colored up and looking beautiful, so I can't wait to present that to you and let you see what this looks like in full color. And next time we will continue the story, draw another page to further the adventure, and if there are any new characters that want to be added, add those as we go. I'm going to take one last look at comments. And thank you so much. Alright, I will see you guys later. Bye.